So I promised on the next episode of The Couch that I would try out the cherry deceiver for my sister. So we're going to give this a go. First thing you're going to want to do is turn this thing upside down, pull out some cherries. I'm going to try a few of them and put them in here. And I'm hoping that this will work. So, alright, so you've got the cherries in there. Then you're going to turn the wheel. You might want to go ahead and press down on these cherries. Probably going to let out a lot of juice. There it goes. Okay, here comes the juice. We're getting cherry juice. But will it de-seed the cherries? That's the question. Will the seeds come out of here? And it does not appear that they are coming out. So, okay. So, this thing is horrible. I would give it a 0 out of 10. And I will say that I think the problem here is that these cherries are too big. Maybe the old ones were a lot smaller so they could go through here and be de-seeded. But as of today, I wouldn't use this. Tonight I am proud to announce the entries for the Seth Commercial-a-thon. They are the F.J. Lewis Company, Accident Post Office, Beneducci Vineyard, and the Great Swamp Greenhouse. And all of these were sent in by Corey Beneducci. Thank you, Corey. Our channel is dying. We've lost more subscribers now than we've gained this year, and views are down, but no, that's it. Okay, so I have a new contest coming up. It's the Seth Comment-a-thon. I want you to write down something, anything you want. It can be your favorite character, your favorite episode, and maybe it will make me feel better. And since I did a recommended book list, I wanted to do a recommended movie list for all of you movie fans. So, here they are, the official list of 2020. Up first, Netflix films. El Camino, a Breaking Bad movie. There was never anything in the history of all pop culture that was more thrown into your face, more forced down your throat than the television show Breaking Bad. This, for a long time, was the god of merchandise. It was the discussion around every water cooler in every office in America. Yet, despite this, I think it was a legit great show. There were a few unrealistic moments, but I would recommend it. That said, I think that the Netflix film El Camino is even better. I don't want to give too much away because there's so many good twists with this, but let's just say that Jesse Pinkerton is at it again on all new adventures in the world of meth, and he meets all these wacky characters, and I'm going to call it Walter White isn't really dead. I'm just putting that out. The Two Popes. Anthony Hopkins. There has never been an actor that has made me cringe so much. And believe me, I know this is just me. I mean, he's won so many awards, he's loved by so many people. He has to be a good actor. But with that said, I do think he does a good job in this movie. It's the story of Francis meeting Pope Benedict at the Vatican, and they talk for a while, and they decide that Francis needs to be the new Pope. You wouldn't think there'd be much of a story to that, but believe me, it's beautiful. And while watching it, might I suggest the Hopkins technique. Put 2 fingers in your ear and a hand over at least one of the eyes every time Hopkins talks, and you'll enjoy it a lot more. Second modern film section. Skyfall 007.
I know that this movie has grossed a ton of money. It's won numerous awards. Roger Ebert gave it 4 stars, and it feels like there's nothing more that needs to be said about it. But I'm going to say it. Skyfall is the best James Bond movie ever. And it's the best movie of the decade. I don't apologize for that. It follows James Bond, and he has the best mission, he has the best villain, he has the best gadgets, he has the best everything. And there's some Home Alone traps. That's fun.
Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
Speaking of the best films of a genre, this is the greatest Marvel movie of all time. It is also the best sci-fi movie of all time, although there's also Star Wars Episode 5 and The Forbidden Planet. Regardless, this movie has everything. Bright colors, epic action scenes, and a beautiful story. Star-Lord going off on a search for his father, only to discover himself. This Marvel is what you need to do. You need to stop taking yourself so seriously. You have a man dressed up as an American flag and a giant leaping green booger. You need more talking trees and raccoons cracking jokes. Here's my tidbit. If you have an alien and a flying horse in the same scene, you are making comedy. End of story.
The Way Back.
I'm going to try on these lists to choose a film that doesn't get enough attention and doesn't get enough praise. My choice at this time is The Way Back. It's about a boy and his mean mother's boyfriend, who is played by the perfect Steve Carell, and the boy runs off and works at a water park where he gains all these friends. And it's one of the few films that made me cry. The only other one was The Lord of the Rings, The Two Towers, though, so I'm not sure if I'm the best judge of that. I should mention I've already used that joke before on this show, but the video only got like 5 views, so I thought I could go ahead and use it again.
The Public Domain Film Section. Buster Keaton's The General.
For me, there is 2 gods of comedy, Charlie Chaplin and Buster Keaton. This is Buster Keaton's best film. In it, he is a Confederate soldier, so if you're offended by that, you might not want to watch this, who is trying to save his love from Union soldiers. And there is so much with trains. He's jumping off trains, trains are falling on him, and it's like Mad Max Fury Road, only with pies in the face.
The Thief of Baghdad.
On these lists, there's always one movie that I highly recommend, and my choice for this one is The Thief of Baghdad. You have to see this. I know I've talked about it before, but you have to see it. Go on YouTube. It's free. Beware the black and white version. It's the colored one you're going to want. And nobody doesn't like it. So it's also the basis of that Disney film Aladdin. They took a lot from this, so if that makes you want to watch it more.
The Classic Film Section. Humphrey Bogart's The Treasure of the Sierra Madre.
In my last list, I talked about how The Treasure of the Sierra Madre book was even as good as the film, but I will also recommend the film on this list. It's about 3 men who have to fight the sun, and they have to fight themselves, and it has so many twists. If you don't like anything else about this movie, there are so many twists. How in the world the people of the 1940s didn't like this movie is beyond me. It needs to be watched by everyone.
Jimmy Stewart's Harvey.
I'm not sure how many people have seen the film Harvey. But if you haven't, I'm here to recommend it to you. And if everyone has, well, good job, everybody. But it stars Jimmy Stewart as Elwood, and he believes he sees a giant invisible rabbit following him around. And at first you think he's insane, but the more you look at it, the more you realize he's happier than all the sane people in his life. And it's a wonderful thing to say about crazy people, and proves that, well, the mad ones have more fun.
And finally, the If You're Feeling Frisky section. The Cabin in the Woods.
Now I have a movie that I'm not sure you're going to like, so only watch this if you think you can take it. But it is one of my favorite horror movies alongside The Bride of Frankenstein, and it's about these teens that go into this cabin in the woods, but all these weird things happen, and I don't want to spoil it for you, but it's not too gruesome. I'd give it an 8 out of 10. It's not for kids, though, either. And the ending is what's going to make some people leave, or some people go, that's the best thing I've ever seen. It's dark philosophy, but I like dark philosophy, so I was into it. But I really gotta stop for the night. It's getting late. And I wanted to say I might not be with you after Sunday. I'm going to try to put up the third paranormal investigator, and then I'm going on vacation, so you won't be seeing me. This is my way of saying goodbye. But hey, I will be back soon enough, maybe after 2 weeks, and we will get ready for the 600s.